Good morning, everybody. I'm really not ready to do my hair yet and everything, so you guys are gonna just get me like this morning. I came out to the patio, and one quick little thing, have you ever noticed that you wake up in the morning, you go outside, and it's either dewy or it's not? And I found that on the days that it is dewy, we're most likely not going to get rain that day. But if I go outside and everything is dry, like we accidentally left a couple of the patio chairs out last night, they're completely dry. I can sit right down. That means it's going to rain today. And I did hear that we're supposed to be getting some storms maybe later. So anyway, I keep picking this coffee up. Like I want to take a drink, but it's hot. I didn't want to slurp in front of you guys. I hear Warren just getting back in. It's just a little after 7 here this morning, and he was out. He was doing something this morning, possibly applying fungicide. I'm not exactly sure. He'll talk to us when he gets in. So I am cutting in here just to introduce myself to you guys and to welcome you to my channel. If you are new here, thanks. Consider subscribing. You're going to see all kinds of things like family vlogs here, and lots to do with cranberries, cooking, grocery hauls, things like that. If you are already one of my YouTube friends, thanks so much for tuning in to another video. Now let's get on with it. But I did want to show you guys this sort of new way of planning that I've been doing this summer here. I've been trying to block off my time instead of being so scatterbrained all the time. Good morning. Sorry, I totally pushed you out of bed. That's all right. Maria kept pushing me over and I kept pushing you over. Okay, so Maria, she loves to come into our bed still like 4 in the morning. For as little as she is, she knows how to just push everybody aside. Okay, so I just kind of wrote up the different categories of things that I do during my day. So you can see here errands, school/learning, vlog work. I have office paper calls, outside gardening, animals, home cleaning/projects, and kitchen/cooking/canning. And so I just divided that up, and what I've been working really hard to do, all the things, and I just wrote this up new this morning because I didn't necessarily want to show you my entire to-do list of everything I had to do. Basically, anytime I come up with anything that has to be done, I throw it on to the list and I give it a category. And then what I try to do is keep like a 2-hour block. So typically from 8 to 10 in the morning is my home cleaning projects block. And I know I'm going to still get distractions. The builders are here doing the bathroom. They're asking me questions all the time. The kids are, Warren pops in, get phone calls.
Well, my dad's not here right now. Do you want to talk to my mom?
Oh, we got a phone call right now. I'll be back. I am back. It's been quite a while. Warren came in from work here this morning, and Sam's out here, and everybody was out here, and we were just all chatting all morning here before everyone has to move on. So as I was saying, I just kind of divide up my tasks that I can think of. And sometimes I even put down things that the kids are going to be doing. Like if I write down sweep the garage, or maybe wash out the watering dish for the chickens or something like that. Some of the things on here are things the kids can do as well. So if they're kind of walking around having that, bored look, then I'm like, hey, why don't you pick one of these things off the list and get it done? I just kind of pick a block of like 2 hours, and I work at getting as many things on that list done in that 2 hours as I can. And if I get distractions, at least I know what I need to go back to based on whatever block of time I'm in. Because typical for me, and I don't know if this is just my scatterbrainness or what, but typically, let's say I'm working on something in the kitchen, but my little scrap bucket fills up, and I take that out to the chickens. And then when I'm on my way back, I might see some beach towels that are laying on the patio, or I might see a plant that needs to be watered. Well, then all of a sudden I do that. And then when I do that, it's like that whole if you give a mouse a cookie kind of thing. One thing just leads to another, and pretty soon whatever I had going in the kitchen I've forgotten all about. And sometimes that kind of turns into a disaster if it's something that I needed to attend to. Okay, so anyway, this has just been helping me to stay a little bit more focused just keep plugging through a list of things for kind of a block of time. Now, I know there's probably a lot of videos out there that talk about block scheduling, and they probably do a way better job than I'm doing, and I didn't watch those videos or anything. This is just sort of my own way of what has been working. And so I don't know, if you find yourself getting kind of scatterbrained and feeling at the end of the day, what in the world did I do? This would be something to, to try. Your list is not necessarily going to look like my list, but I tried to come up with the different categories of things that are either important for me to do as a homemaker or important to me to do just personally, and divided it all up. So that has been working pretty well. This cherry tomato plant I bought actually from Ace Hardware because I didn't need a whole packet of seeds or anything, because I really only wanted one. And I have my very first tomato starting right there. I'm so excited. And I hear the builders here. And so, yeah, they are coming. Things are going to start on its way this morning. Here's my basil looking great, and my cilantro. I've already picked some off of there for some street tacos I made. Okay, so it's now 11 o'clock and I've had, lots and lots of different distractions, but that's okay. I did get this closet done up here. So this is kind of like my main homeschool closet where I keep all kinds of curriculum, books, extra resources, things like that. So starting at the top, I didn't really do anything to the top shelf because that really doesn't get messy because Sam could care less what is up there, honestly, and the little kids can't reach it. So I'm the only one that deals with the top shelf. So I have like a whole bunch of writing things, all of our Easy Grammar Plus curriculum and things like that. All about spelling is up there. I have our all about reading and spelling, some extra science kits and dissecting kits and trays, and the rocks and minerals, all the things that go with the rocks and minerals, like all the different samples and everything. And then I just have some older curriculum over here that I'm not using, but I'm not ready to get rid of yet. We have some different math games and things like that. This is a game. We actually just played this. This was one of the distractions. This is a fun little game, Conezilla. So this game comes with little ice cream scoops, little cardboard ice cream scoops. It comes with, whoops, we don't want to lose those, little ice cream scoops, and they go from the numbers 1 through 49. And so the idea is you start with a cone. The cones are down here at the bottom. And then you have to get 10 scoops in a row, and you need the numbers to go from smallest to biggest. They don't have to be consecutive, but they do have to go from smallest to biggest. So if on your first turn you draw 42, you wouldn't want to keep 42 because there are not 10, 9 more numbers above that until you get up to the number 49, which is the highest scoop number. So it takes a little bit of strategy on the kids' part to understand, you know, maybe they want to put a 42 back and wait for, say, like a number 4 or an 8 or something like that. And the goal is to get 10 scoops. And the first person to get 10 scoops is the winner. So that is actually, I think it's a fun game because it's fast, it's easy, it's compact, it doesn't take up much space in the closet. Where was I? So I have a whole bunch of math curriculum, kind of like from here over all of our flashcards and teaching textbook CDs are all in there. And then I have a little bit of just like parenting resources, planning resources here, and then all different religions, some saints books, our reading comprehension that I it's going to be a while before I need to use that again, our faith and life books, yeah, just all that stuff. On this row I have by all of my science, so we have a bunch of chemistry back in here. Oops. Then we go to biology and human body, all the way to here. Here's some earth science back in here. I do have like some of our cell models here. And behold and see, I always really like this science, especially for like grades 5, 6, 7, and 8. Especially, those are my favorites for that. Not using that right now. These Christian Liberty nature readers, these have been winners, especially once the kids can read. I can assign a few pages, like here's book 1. I don't know why this keeps going in and out. But they just have great information about animals and, you know, different insects. Let's see, this one, I mean, look at this. We have stuff on the beehive, the cicada, leafcutter bee, the gallfly, wake up, the prairie, ducks, ants, fungus, just all kinds of information, and it's written at a really great level for the young kids. Really like that. Here's just some of our silly little science books that has, you know, like the kid who invented the popsicle, a few scientist biographies, and then we go over to history. Really love this history book right here. I mean, it's a thick one, but what I really like is it also comes on CD, so you can listen to it as well. I have taken those like in the van and just kind of put those in to play for a while, especially if you're on like a little bit longer trip, and after a while the music you just get a little sick of that. It's kind of fun to listen to something different, and this is actually very interesting. It's got like a good it reads, you know, very much like a story. All kinds of history stuff here on the presidents and the Civil War and the Constitution, and then I have some world history stuff back here, cathedrals and castles, medieval history back in there. A little bit more history stuff. You can see I have some stuff on like war stories, and here's a bunch of medieval read-alouds back in there. I have some puzzles. This game looks like we haven't even opened yet, so Brain Box, we're gonna have to give that a try. 8+, 1 or more players. Oh, okay. Chronology. This, Emily and I love this game. You basically are just trying to get a timeline, I think, again, of like 10 or 15 different events in a row, and you have to guess when that event happened, and if you guess correct, then you get the card. Here's a bunch of our puzzles, all these like Geo Puzzles. These are great puzzles where the countries are actually the shape of the piece, and so they really like to put those together. And this is a fun little set, Classic Tales. Here's the front. Robin Hood, The Elves and the Shoemaker, that's one of my favorite stories. The Three Little Pigs, The Ugly Duckling, Puss in Boots, Hansel and Gretel, Jack and the Beanstalk. Just really great stories with pictures and just, you know, simple text. Just a great introductory to classic literature. I have my All About Reading bag down here. Here's some of our math curriculum. That is the Moving Beyond the Page math curriculum that we use. We've been using that for a few years in the earliest grades. I like that. These are just a few little workbooks that I found that I thought this summer when the kids are just kind of like, what should we do? And already Peter and Maria, we tore one of these out and they made a little book to read. So just kind of some little workbooky activity kinds of things for them to do. Nancy Larson Science Level 2 materials. Those are like extra equipment and stuff like that. Here's some of our construction paper for our art program. These are all our hot dots in here. These little, what are these called? Brain Quest question things and some extra science stuff. Here's some of our art supplies, our chalk and things like that specifically we save just for our art curriculum. So we always have it. Over here, this is actually a United States map here. It's a wipe-off one that the kids can label the states and name the capitals, and then couple boxes of snap circuits. They pull those out, especially in the winter. And then some of these are, we've lost some of the little pens, but we have a couple of them, so they just grab them from the other one. But they're kind of like magnetic, and when you slide the pen over, it pulls the little dots up, or you can slide the pen over and it pushes them down as well. Those are capitals, and lowercase are there. This is just a free board. You can do anything. This one has the numbers. So I am thrilled. I am very, very, very thrilled to have gotten this one organized. I had emptied this before I started, so I do have a good amount of garbage, I guess, and then a small pile of stuff to get rid of. But wait till I open this one. This one's always the worst. This has a lot of games in it. It has lots and lots of art projects in it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just really a pit. This one's going to take a lot longer. Got art stuff that was just whipped up there. Wow, that actually looks organized right there, probably because I put that stuff away not too long ago, right about Easter. We have a couple of these little drawer systems that have things in them, which it looks like this says markers. It's got Sculpey clay. So yeah, we have just a mess there, but I'm not going to tackle that one today. That is going to have to be for another day. Honestly, that could be months from now when I get to it. But I'm just going to lock it, and hopefully they stay out of it for a while. So the day has now just taken a little bit of an unexpected turn. Our builder, they are going to be putting the flooring not this morning, it's already 1:19, but they're going to be getting to the flooring here today in probably about an hour. And he needs a transition piece that goes from the new flooring in the bathroom to the existing hallway carpeting. So I'm off to Home Depot. I found a couple options at the Home Depot website. A couple of them said, or at least one of them said that it was in stock in the store. So I am off to see what I can find. Wish me luck, because I'm getting better for sure. Oh, turkey. Getting better at running and finding these things on my own and just making the decision. Usually I'm like, Warren, what do you think? What do you think? And I've just been making the decisions and calling it good. So I hope I'm making good choices. And later today, after our builder leaves, I will take you in and show you guys the tile. He just got that grouted this morning, so he's actually just been wiping it all down. Home Depot came through, so I actually got two options. This one is Shadow Hickory, which is the exact like product that is our flooring. It is the vinyl and everything. And then I also picked up this, which is aluminum, and this was much less expensive, like I think a little bit under half the cost. So I just thought I'd take them both home, see what the builder thinks, see what's going to work. And then because I know Warren is going to love to put up some trophy shelves for the boys to try to clear the top of their shelf, that they like their toy shelf right now, because their curtains can't close without looking all kitty-wampus. So I got these little brackets because we have some leftover trim from when we did a different remodel project a long time ago. So I saw that wood in the shop when I was working on doing the bathroom trim that I refinished. And so I'm like, hey, we should use that wood. So I got these brackets, and I thought those would work really well to put up some shelves. He's gonna be thrilled with me. And just so that you don't get the impression that he doesn't like, and that Warren doesn't like to do projects, it isn't really that at all. You know, what happens is that he does that kind of thing all day long, like troubleshooting, trying to figure out equipment and tools and all of that. And sometimes when he comes in at night and I'm like, hey, would you like to bring in the drill and, you know, work on a project for me? He's like, I mean, he does it. It's the last thing he wants to do, but he will do it. And we do eventually get the projects done. So, okay, I am going to call Emily and see if she's home because I'm like 2 minutes from her house. So I thought I could stop over and see little Colt, and then I can give you guys a peek at him too. So here he is. Isn't he the sweetest little thing? He's sleeping. Emily said he's been sleeping since 11:45 and it's almost 2:45. He's been a little bit squirmy, so maybe he's gonna wake up shortly, but I have to get back home. The contractors are waiting for that piece, and so yes, but he is so sweet and so cute. Oh, uh-oh. I'm home now from town, and I just wanted to give you guys a peek at the supper. This is something brand new that I'm trying. So this is actually some red potatoes. I'm just making a small batch. It says it serves about 4. And then this is blackened seasoning. I couldn't find Creole, but this is what I found, so I'm using that. It reminds me a lot of the shrimp taco seasoning. And then 4 ear of corn. I'm just gonna roast all of this. It did not call for butter, but a couple of the comments mentioned that it could use a little butter, so I'm doing that. Then later, during the cooking time, I am going to cut this kielbasa into 1-inch chunks. I had originally ordered the beef, but this was what they substituted, so we're going to go with it. And that really is going to be it. So I'm just going to get this going in the oven, roasting for about 25 minutes. I'm just heading down to the garden now because it's Monday, and that is my day to fertilize the vegetable garden. Before I fertilize though, I do want to give you guys a little tour. So you did see in one of my videos that we are using this black weed guard fabric this year. First year that I've ever used this for gardening. We did put this down under some landscaping years and years ago. So let me just give you a tour. Oh, and I should say every single thing in the garden this year I started from seed, either in the house or some things, you know, you just put right into the garden. They're not meant to start early. So I have a whole number of zucchini plants here. They are doing fabulous. When I put them in, they were just like maybe 3 leaves on each one. Those are doing just fantastic. The next row here, these are all cantaloupe. They're small, but they are growing. We don't have a very long growing season, so I'm hoping that I can get these to grow. I'm noticing that some of them are trying to grow that way, and I don't really want them to grow that way. So, yeah, I hope that we actually can get some cantaloupe. Then I always like to put some flowers in the garden this year. I can't remember what the variety is, but these are just like some dwarf sunflowers. I think they're going to get about 2.5 to 3 feet tall, and each one gets multiple flower heads on it. And I have quite a few of those. And then I have my dill, which each individual dill plant, you know, when dill first comes up, it is just literally like a thread. And so when I put these out here, they were lanky and there was like nothing to them. Actually, Warren and Emily and I all wondered if they were gonna die. But here is all the dill. It's doing just fabulously, I would say. Looks like I lost one right there, but other than that, they're doing great. This next row is cucumbers. So I have both. These are these my pickling? I'd have to look at my little stick, but I have a half a row, and they're doing really well, already flowering, of one type of cucumber. Where is my little stick? Huh, my stick is gone. No, it's not, it's farther down. Okay, so everything I just showed you is pickling cucumbers, and then from here on, This direction is going to be all my slicing cucumbers. And then I did onions here, so I have a row of red onions right here, and then the next row over are all yellow onions. I think I have 225 onion sets that I planted. The next row here is partially peppers. Very, very shrimpy looking little peppers right now. They are growing, but not very fast. They've only, since I've planted them, they've only all gotten like 3 new leaves. I just keep hoping for the best. So these are all jalapenos. Then the remainder of this row is broccoli. The broccoli is doing great. Again, you can see the ants. They're really doing a number on the garden, bringing up all the sand on top. We have broccoli. Then this next row is, some of these here are jalapenos. And then if we go down here, then I have all sweet bell peppers. These are all sweet bell peppers here. And they're actually doing much, much better. Lost one there, but they're doing much, much better. Then the tomatoes, I have 3 varieties. I have beefsteak, celebrity, and Amish paste. I have 2 rows of tomatoes here. This is a row of tomatoes, and that's a row of tomatoes. And again, the tomatoes, I started from seed. They were very spindly, even though, you know, I kept them in the light, and I did pinch them back just a little bit, but they were very, very spindly. When we put them out, we thought they were going to die. They were hardly even green. It was like they had used every bit of nutrition that was in that little Jiffy pot, even though I was adding some fertilizer to it too. They were looking really bad, but Miracle Grow has been doing the job. So I have some really nice looking tomato plants, I would say. And then the biggest disappointment is the bean patch. I know it looks green, but that's just a lot of grass coming up. I planted about 320 seeds, and on Friday Maria and I walked through and we counted 40 bean plants. We were going to give it until the middle of this week, come through and count again and see if we have anything else germinating. But I mean, from Friday until now, Monday, I'm not seeing anything that is germinating here. I'm not sure what. So Peter's here. He's going to mix up some fertilizer for me because he just ran a fresh battery to me because my battery died. But let's go back to the garden tour. Okay, we did all of that. All right, so I was just talking about the green beans before, and what a complete disappointment they've been. 320 seeds. And 40 have germinated. I'm going to come through and really look it over on Wednesday again. Maria and I are going to count again and see if we've had any more germinate. But boy, that's been a real bummer. The corn looks fabulous. So just about every single corn seed germinated. I would say, I think there was 150 seeds or something, and I think we had probably maybe 6 to 8 not germinate. So really good that way. I got the carrot tape this year, and we planted it just on the edge. So obviously you can see this is what our garden would look like already if we didn't have down the weed guard fabric. And here is, right here, this little lacy leaf here is actually carrots coming up. So when those get a little bit bigger, I'm actually going to come through. Here's another one right there. I'm going to actually come through and pull grass, but I want to give them time to really set in. And I see lots of them. Look at this. There's one, and there, and there. So I would say I'm a firm believer in carrot tape. I know you can make your own, and I've always wanted to do that. It's just something I just haven't yet, but it's still on my bucket list of things to do sometime, is make my own carrot tape. Basically, you take like toilet paper and you get it just just barely damp, and then you put a carrot seed every, I don't know if it's like every inch or something like that. Put another piece of toilet paper over it, and then you let that dry, and then you plant that, and it just helps to keep, because you know carrot seeds are so incredibly tiny, it helps to keep the carrot seeds separated. I just haven't done it. So I bought carrot tape this year, and it's really working great. What happened?
My thumb stinks.
Oh yeah, the fertilizer is burning your cut? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna get back to fertilizing here. I just take a jug and I come on over and I just fertilize in each and every hole. And some of it does run on the black, but it does eventually soak through. I don't think I'd be doing my job well if I didn't tell you that today is very still and very sticky. Typically I'm telling you guys, it's so windy, but it's very still and sticky, and actually I love it. Okay, so my goal at following my my plan, like my, what was I calling it, block scheduling, has been okay today, except in the last hour I've got just a lot of things going. I was trying to do the fertilizing of the garden and make supper. The contractors left. One of them had a flat tire, needed the air compressor, yada yada yada. I had to light a fire under Sam if he could go and make Joe's bed for me. So I did want to give you guys though a peek at what is going down here in the bathroom. Our bathroom, you kind of like walk in and it's got kind of this like odd little hallway, and then it opens. Just don't touch any of the bubbles. They have to put the texture on tomorrow. And then it kind of opens up into where all of the bathroom stuff is. Uh-oh. Timer's going. Oh my goodness, does that look delicious or what? The red potatoes got so crispy, yummy, yummy, crispy. I think the corn is going to be nicely done, the sausage, all of it. The original recipe did also call for shrimp, but I just wasn't really feeling that, so we just went with this. So this here is a linen closet. It's super deep. I mean, there we go. It's really, really deep. So it is kind of a difficult thing to use. That's okay. They actually opened this up a little further. It used to come out about this far, and we had a pocket door. The pocket door really never worked since we put it in like 1997. But they opened this up as much as they could on this side. They opened it as much as they could on this side. And we actually decided we're going to go with just open shelving here. And yeah, I have just kind of some different ideas to stain and varnish this wood and do some shelving and things like that. So, okay, so we're going to do that. And then this is another little thing I'm excited about. So they did this like cutout. Can you guys, if I step back, can you see that? So they did this cutout. It's a niche, and then they tiled behind it so that when you're hanging like wet towels, you know, it doesn't get the drywall kind of like mildewy or anything. So they're actually going to install two towel bars here, one up high and one down low. And then I'm also down here going to have like a little wood kind of a lip right here, just to kind of set that off to, I think it would just be better on the drywall too, so it's not getting nicked and things like that. Okay, this wall is just going to be plain and white, and that's it. And then here we go. Here, this is the tub. We went with a white tub, and the tile. I was originally, I think I may have mentioned this to you guys already, but I had originally really wanted all white, like everything white. White walls, white woodwork, white tile, everything. And when I was looking and trying to match things, it seems like it should be easy with white, but it was not. It just was not coming together for me. So I ended up finding this tile, and I love it so much. It's like this, it's like the perfect, any forks and spoons would be in the dishwasher. Oh yeah, this is like just the perfect graige, I think. That was a popular word a while ago. And yeah, I think it's just a great color. And then, this was neat, I had never seen this before, but it's like a way to trim tile so that you don't get the edge of the tile, nor do you need to use like a bull nose or something. So I really, really like the way that looks. And we went with the color that we like. We kept the same window here. Lots of cleaning and everything to do with that. Trim to put on. They've got the spots ready for the lights. They've been working on putting in a new vent, trying to get that to work. Something with some wiring wasn't going well, so hopefully tomorrow they get that figured out. We're going with one of those inset toilet paper holders. Just because we have such a narrow spot here, I didn't want to attach anything to the side of the vanity over here. All right, that's it. Oh, the flooring. Did I show you guys the flooring here? Love this flooring. This is a life-proof, vinyl, waterproof, lifetime warranty flooring. So I'm very, very excited for that. And yeah, it's really coming together. We are going to be going to Sparky's softball game tonight, and so I have to get the wild ones out here. I need to get them fed. Did something, Maria? You having a little pre-supper?
Mom, that's hot. I had 2 pieces.
2 pieces of bread? Are you even going to eat supper?
Joe. Maybe.
Maybe. We're having ice cream sandwiches for dessert. So what are you going to eat up here? Are you going to eat potatoes, corn, or sausage?
That?
Sausage.
I'm having sausage. No corn, no potatoes.
Okay.
Sausage.
Oh, that's hot.
Okay, so this is what supper is looking like. I tried a potato. I actually think it's really, really good. Maybe it could use a tiny bit of salt. What do you think, Peter?
Chip plate?
Yeah, a little more salt.
Maybe a little more salt. Hey, Joe. Oh my goodness, that's quite a story.
If you
I
put
wouldn't
more,
believe them.
if you put more salt on these, they
Yeah.
would taste like the French fries that we get
No.
from Checkers.
Oh, kind of a seasoned, yeah.
Hey, Mom, you want this corn?
When Peter was sitting there like thinking for a long time,
Yeah.
you should put like that SpongeBob theme in thing, and it's like 5 minutes later. Then it's Peter like, yeah, need some more salt.
Yeah. We also have some potato salad left over from last night's supper, so I guess not fully thought out potatoes and potatoes, but Warren said, sounds good to him.
5 minutes.
It tastes good.
Tastes good. With that, we are going to end today's video. Tonight, like I said, we're going to a softball game, and then I don't really know what's happening after that, but
There's a park.
we're going to the park. You bet. Say bye, Joe.
They have to.
See ya, Tina.